And all right. Okay, well, welcome to the joint UCEAP sessions on finance and scholarships. If you have any questions during the presentations, please submit them in the chat box and we'll address them at the end. So we'll start with the session Finance 101. My name is Karen Hislop, and I'm the Study Center Finance Manager here at UCEAP, as well as an alum of a UCEAP year-long program in France. We have a lot of information packed into this presentation, so we'll move quickly. Please feel free to take screenshots of any of the slides. The presentation will also be available on the UCEAP website afterwards. So let's start by highlighting the benefits of studying abroad through UCEAP, which is the official study abroad provider for the entire UC system. Our programs are designed specifically for UC students. With programs in over 40 countries, you'll find the perfect study abroad program to suit your needs. While you're on UCEAP, you remain enrolled in your UC campus, which means you don't need to take a leave of absence during your study abroad program. And best of all, your UC financial aid goes with you. Additionally, you're guaranteed that all the courses you take abroad will receive UC credit. Perhaps one of the first questions that will come to your mind and to your parents' minds when thinking about whether you can or should study abroad is the question, can I afford to study abroad? In these times, we're all very well aware of the increasing cost of a college education. And too often, we just put our heads down and try to power through to the graduation finish line without really exploring any other options that might be available to us out of fear of how much it may cost. So my goal here today is to help you answer this question, can I afford to study abroad? The short form answer to this question is yes, you can afford to study abroad. There are many UCEAP programs where a semester or a year abroad costs the same or less than a year at your home campus. You'll find that UCEAP is typically less expensive than many other independently run study abroad programs. One reason for this is that your financial aid can be applied to your UCEAP program just as it is when attending your home campus. UCEAP program cost estimates all include UC tuition and fees, UCEAP program expenses, housing and meals, incidental living expenses, round-trip airfare, as well as other pre-departure expenses such as passports, visas, and medical clearances. So the following slides will give you some examples of different country locations where the average cost of a program is significantly less than the average cost of attendance at a home UC campus. In Mexico, the average savings of over $1,800 a semester. There are both summer and regular term programs in Mexico. We have programs in Mexico City, as well as a global health summer program in Oaxaca. In the Netherlands, the average savings of over $1,900 per semester. There are programs with multiple different universities in the Netherlands, including programs for biological and life science, psychology and neuroscience, as well as business and economics. In China, average savings of over $2,700 a semester. In China, there are programs in both Beijing and Shanghai. In Sweden, the average savings of over $2,600 a semester. UCEAP has programs with two different host universities in Sweden, in Lund and Uppsala. In Thailand, average savings of over $3,700 a semester. And Thailand has a variety of summer and regular term programs. The summer programs include public health, international economics, as well as a summer internship. So how does financial aid work with UCEAP? As mentioned previously, an advantage of studying abroad with UCEAP is that your financial aid package that you normally receive at your home campus can be applied to your UCEAP program costs. You retain eligibility for all UC Cal and Pell grants, plus additional scholarships offered by UCEAP, which Bryn will explain further in her presentation. Financial aid is packaged by your home campus financial aid office based on specific program budgets created by the UCEAP finance team. Your aid is then reported to UCEAP and applied to the fees on your UCEAP portal account. Disbursements of excess aid are made directly to you to help cover the cost of out-of-pocket expenses. If you have specific questions about your aid package, it's best to contact your home campus financial aid office, who has staff dedicated to packaging aid just for UCEAP programs. On the UCEAP website, you'll find comprehensive program budgets and a cost calculator tool for each program package. Once you locate the program that you're interested in on the website, you'll find the cost calculator tool located in the cost section of the program details menu on the left-hand side. Here you can customize the program costs based on your specific criteria, such as your home campus, if you're a resident or non-resident, and the program term you're interested in. Non-resident students are subject to the NRSC fees during the UCEAP academic year, fall, spring, and year, just as when studying at your home campus. Note that there are no non-resident tuition fees on UCEAP summer programs. So in summary, these are the things you should take away from this session. UCEAP is comparable in cost to studying at your home campus, and many program options are less expensive. Your financial aid package that you receive while at your home campus should apply to your UCEAP program costs. Be sure to continue completing your FAFSA in order to continue qualifying for financial aid while on UCEAP. And finally, schedule an appointment or visit your home campus EAP office to chat with the staff and find out more. This slide has the contact email for each campus office. These offices are really a great resource to help you in your journey to find the right program. We hope this presentation has provided you with a good starting point on your study abroad journey, and we really encourage you to explore the UCEAP website for detailed information about program options, finances, health and safety, and more. You should also visit your UC Campus Study Abroad Office website for additional information on application steps and deadlines. Once you've determined which program you're going to apply to, you can start an application by selecting the Apply Now button on the UCEAP website. You can also contact the Systemwide office for more information. The general email is on this slide. We also offer office hours where you can schedule an appointment to have a video call with an advisor at the Systemwide office. The link to make an appointment is in the chat, or you can also just scan the QR code on this slide. So thank you for attending this session on finance. We'll now move on to the presentation on scholarship opportunities. If you have any questions, please submit them in the chat box and we'll address them at the end. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Karen. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now.
Okay.
All right, everyone. So thank you so much for attending today and for placing in the chat some of the programs you are interested in. My name is Bryn Lemon. I go by she, her, hers pronouns, and I am the Scholarships and Alumni Engagement Coordinator in our office in the Systemwide office in Goleta. Below, you'll see my contact information here. I actually was an alumna of the program as well. I studied abroad in Edinburgh in 2015 for the year. Then I moved back and continued working in that office for another year and eventually found my way to Chile before moving back to Santa Barbara. So I have a lot of international experience. And I'm excited to share that with you throughout the presentation. All the photos in the presentation are from my year abroad. So just a fun fact. So in our office, we offer a variety of scholarships, the first of which is going to be the UCEAP Scholarships General Bucket. Here is your general application for all of our scholarships across the system-wide portfolio. So you will submit one application for all of our scholarships, aside from year-long students or anyone choosing to extend their program, which will entail applying for a Duttenhaver scholarship or a Paul Duttenhaver extension scholarship, which we will talk about in a little bit. But we offer our UCEAP scholarships, our named awards, which are donor-funded scholarships, and our year-long program awards, which are the Duttenhaver scholarships and Paul Duttenhaver extension scholarships. We will cover what all of these entail further on in the presentation. And upon your return, we do offer additional awards such as the internship awards, the undergraduate research awards, and a graduate school scholarship, which will be briefly covered at the end of this presentation. So To begin with, all UCEAP students are eligible to apply for our awards. We do not have any citizenship, residency, or other eligibility requirements. If you apply and are ultimately selected for a UCEAP program, you are eligible for a UCEAP scholarship. So any UC student going abroad on a UCEAP program may apply for our scholarships. Here is a general breakdown of our UCEAP scholarships, previously known as Promise Awards, if any of you have looked into funding in the past. So for summer programs, we offer $1,000 each. For a quarter, semester, or year-long study, you can get $2,000 per quarter or per semester. So if you're going abroad for the year, please apply both in fall and in spring. And below are our deadlines. These are firm deadlines. This year, due to COVID, we have extended our deadlines slightly, but on a traditional academic year, these will be the set deadlines and you must apply by 11:59 p.m. Please do submit your applications well in advance of the deadline, just in case of technical difficulties. So the actual application entails a form where you will fill out a variety of personal questions about your academics and your background as a student. Beyond that, you will fill out a statement of purpose, which is a 500-word statement, and we will see the prompt in the following slide. The link to access the applications is below. So if you have any interest in seeing what those scholarships are now or checking out the form, you're welcome to follow that link and read the information on the website. You will create an account and indicate your interest in UCEAP scholarships. So many students do become confused in the application process because they believe that their application through the general portal for your program will transfer. It does not, so you must create a new account. And if you have any trouble with that, just contact me at my email address on the first slide here, and I'll put it in the chat at the very end as well. So here are some application tips, which I hope you will take with you. I also offer webinars at each semester to ensure that students feel prepared to apply for their programs. So I will be going over these again in the future if you down the line decide to apply for scholarships. But the most important tip is to make your personal statement as memorable as possible. Please be specific about your background and your reasons for going abroad. We're looking for students who have found programs that match their academic and professional needs. So please show us that you've done research about your program, that you know what your host university is going to be like and what the benefit is of studying there over your UC. What specific courses could you take abroad that you cannot take at your home campus and things like that. Stay away from cliches about travel and other cultures. This is important. It's very easy to get roped up in how life-changing your program will be. But we do want to ensure that your personal statement stands out and is as unique as possible. On that note, please emphasize time spent in your host country as opposed to the chance to travel on the weekend to other countries. As I mentioned, it's really important that you focus on the academic side of these awards. It is a UC Study Abroad program, emphasis on study. So ensure that you focus on what your host country can offer you. And if you are a member of an underrepresented group in study abroad, please explain how this has impacted your decision and ability to participate in a UCEAP program. Students who may traditionally be underrepresented in study abroad are students who are, for example, first generation students or former foster youth. We have specific awards for former foster youth called the Guardian Scholarship, and please do mention this in your application if it pertains to your ability to study abroad. So beyond application tips, we have some post-program requirements. These entail a 2-page report about your time abroad and some photographs from your experience. So be sure to submit those after your program ends. Here's a list of our additional scholarships offered through donor funding. So you'll see the funding amount on the right-hand side there, as well as the semester that they correspond with. And each of them have specific requirements associated with them. So when it is time for you to apply for your scholarships, please look and see if you qualify for any of these awards. And as a reminder, you will submit one overarching application for our UCEAP scholarships. All right. And additionally, if you are going abroad for the year, we do have our year-long Duttenhaver scholarships. These are $5,000 awards for a year-long study and $2,500 for students choosing to extend. The application process is similar to that of the general UCEAP scholarships, but it will require a letter of recommendation. So I highly recommend that you get this letter from someone who knows you well, for example, a campus supervisor or a TA, as opposed to a lofty professor whose name might look nice on the paper. We want to hear about you as a student. And these awards are supported by donations from Linda Duttenhaver. She is a UCEAP alumna from UCSB and a wonderful supporter of our programs. So our post-program awards do include the UCEAP Undergraduate Research Awards, the Internship Awards, and the Graduate School Scholarship. If you are considering going abroad and doing research or internships, I recommend that you take a picture of this slide now or screenshot it on your screen so that you remember to apply for these when you return from your program. If you have any questions about these awards, please feel free to email me, but I will move along just to ensure that we have plenty of time for Q&A at the very end. But if you have any questions about undergraduate research awards or internship awards, I do have an email for you as well. So to go ahead and ask in the chat and I will share that. And on that note, we will go ahead and pop over to the chat. So if you have any specific questions about your programs or about funding in general, then I'm happy to answer those there. If not, you are welcome to email me and I will move back to my contact information at the beginning of the presentation for you to reach out. And I'll turn my video back on in a second, but go ahead and paste your questions into the chat.